What is up, everybody? Hope everybody has a good start to their week. How you doing, Sergio? Nice to see you in here. You're like part of my chat. What's up, Adam? Question is, why become an auto mechanic or technician when we have so many of the same skills as other tradesmen, but get paid so much less? What's up, M. Leisner? What's up, Scuba? Anybody wants to jump in? What's up, Lakes? I posted the link if anybody wants to jump in. I'm doing just fine, Frosty. Anybody wants to jump in, you're more than welcome. Hey, Adam, Sergio, Scuba, Lakes, Frosty the Iceman. It'd be easier to discuss this topic if I had somebody else on. How you doing?
Pretty good. What's up?
Same old shit, just different day.
CP brought up a good question the other night. What am I going to call myself when I'm not an Iceman anymore?
Thanks, Scuba, for asking everybody to hit the like button.
Done.
Anything
you can do, I can do better. Damn, Fluffy.
I'll call you out on that challenge. Drop your girlfriend off at my house, give me about 4 hours, and let her answer that question.
I will piss her off to no end.
Ooh, damn. That's right. OG, damn. I sent you a link, Fluff. You want to jump in for a few? This might be a conversation you could enter, or you should enter. Well, 4 hours, that's a short night. That's without drinking any Bud Light.
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for two guys to come back so I can go home and get some sleep. I got to go to the new gig tomorrow.
Well, were you talking about CP now? What did you say about CP?
Oh, he asked what I'm going to call myself when I'm not an Iceman anymore.
Oh, okay. I got you now. I know what you're talking about.
I have to come up with a new name.
You can still stay the Iceman. You know,
Well,
Iceman was a famous guy in the United States of America. You know that, right?
he was a murderer.
Yeah. He's Irish too. Are you Irish?
German Italian.
You're close enough. I mean, why'd they call him the Iceman? Because he killed people, put him in the freezer. and then dumped them somewhere. And by the time they found them and they were thawing out, it was really hard to put down the time of death. They really didn't know when the time of death occurred. He's one of the mobster's best hitmen ever. I think he's still alive too, isn't he?
I believe so. The new 100-tooth snap-on ratchets, thinner hood profile, and they have full-color soft handles. I did not see that.
Yeah, they got new 100-tooth ratchets coming out.
Hard to beat an FH80.
When I say why become an auto technician in 2023 or even later, or even a few years ago if you joined in on becoming an auto technician. You know, my daughter's dating a guy she graduated high school with, 19-year-old guy. He's apprentice with the HVAC company. This is where I'd like Sergio's input. And he started out, I don't know what he started out at. I think it was like $19 an hour. He's been doing it now for, I don't know, maybe 14 months, 15 months. He's at 26 an hour.
Making what I make.
And his company told him when he is said and done with his whole program, they will be paying him $60 an hour.
Can't beat that.
Why the hell would you want to be a mechanic? Why the hell would you want to be a mechanic? You have to deal with having to know everything. You just got to know HVAC at that point. You don't have to know fuel injection, diesel, brake systems, anti-lock brakes.
There's a lot to know
22
about
fucking computers that are on a car.
Yeah. There's a lot to know about HVAC, though, especially if you're dealing with different types of units.
Yeah, it all depends on what you're doing. If you're residential / commercial, I mean, there's still a lot to know. But I mean, if you're all over the board with anything that has to do with heating or cooling, yeah, there's a lot. I'm not discounting
R in there. You add the R refrigeration, HVACR, and there's but most of the big systems all work on the same principle. They're a little easier to deal with. And there's not that much to go wrong, but when you got like household systems are a pain in the ass, especially package units.
There's still less you have to deal with in a vehicle today.
True. Very true. And you don't need the same kind of software to deal with it.
Well, that's that. A lot of the tools are company provided. Some you have to buy on your own. As a technician, we have to buy basically all our own tools.
Man, I filled up a milk crate, a whole milk crate full of sockets last night. It took 2 of us to get it in the back of my truck. There's so many different tools you need. And you can never have enough.
Well, I think any technician of my level, my years of experience, can easily say we've invested, probably safe to say, I'm going to be cheap here. Safe to say, well over the $70,000 mark in tools. And I'm being cheap.
Easy.
I'm being cheap. I know it's way over 100,000.
That's easy to do. I mean, look, I pay my Snap-on guy $100 a week, no matter what. I've always got some kind of bill with him, and Mr. Joe gets $100 a week, and that's not counting the stuff I buy. Whether it be at the auto parts store, on Amazon, or anywhere else. $200 a week. That's $10,000 a year.
We got to stop and give Tarek a round of applause. Tarek, men poop too. Let these women that make these commercials know that men poop too. because he wants to know if anybody else is taking his shit. You ever seen
No,
that commercial?
well-
Women poop. Women poop. The one where they take that probiotics. Women poop too. I'm a woman that's pooping. You ever seen
No,
that stupid commercial?
I'm a quilted northern guy. I don't know about you, but I usually stock quilted northern in the house.
No, but you ever seen that commercial with the women that take these probiotics? And I'm a woman and I poop.
Best
They're actually
commercial,
some part of the commercial. They're actually sitting on the toilet. Like I'm
best
pooping.
one ever was for Poopery. If you haven't seen the Poopery, bro, you haven't seen nothing yet. That was a series of commercials.
I like Emily's comment. Number 2 shouldn't be hard to do.
Sometimes it is. You could die from number 2. Got to get yourself a squatty potty as you get older.
Squatty potty.
Turbocharge that shit. I go the wipe route, no paper here. Well, that gets expensive, Tarek. Are they lidocaine wipes?
I agree with OG Scuba Steve here. He's making a very valid point here. And this is what's the hardest part of this whole industry. It's worth becoming a mechanic as long as you get paid for the skill. Well, I do believe OG owns his own shop, works for himself. I'm sure he charges accordingly. But he is correct. You got to charge for the skill that you have. You got to charge for your overhead. You got to charge.
Lizer, I think sanitary napkins are the number one cause of sewer clogs. Yeah, otherwise known as tampons and one of them other ones, maxi pads. But wipes might be a good, close to number 2 there.
Lakes like stewed wipes. What's up, Randy?
Hey, Randy. Oh, Fluffy, Nova Day. I mean, everybody,
I
get
just
one.
shit my back. I just shit in my backyard and then grab the garden hose and rinse my ass off.
You drip it dry.
No, I don't even wait for it to dry. I like
Dry
to walk in the stench. Who gives a shit? Keeps people that you don't want to talk to you away. It's like when a customer starts staring at me too hard while I'm working on their car, I start picking my nose and like act like I'm eating my boogers. I'll scratch my ass and sniff it. And it usually grosses them out enough that they go sit back down in the waiting room.
Well, how else do you know when it's time to change your underwear?
You know I'm joking, everybody. But a booger is a great defense tool. Don't get me wrong. Guy points a gun at you. You just get up there, get a big old fucking booger, and then try touching with it. The guy with the gun will run.
Yeah, you don't want that.
He don't want the booger. Nobody wants a booger on him. Nobody wants anybody else's booger on him.
No, that is the truth. Jesus. Anybody want any of this?
By the time it got here, it would be no good.
Sounds like Fallujah outside. I think they got into the leftover fireworks. Let's see. So moving on to the new place, I'm going to leave behind a bunch of shit that I didn't pay for. Most of my tools, I paid for 95%, but I got to leave behind a tap set and the Lang thread chaser set. A couple other things.
Pop in. There's a link. I'm waiting for all the Chinese trolls now.
Yes.
They've never hit me.
No. I was looking on the Snap-on website. I need to get one of those threaded stud pullers. I had one a while back with a few different sizes. I gave it to my dad, and I need another one. And that kit is $815.
Which kid are you talking about?
You know the stud puller, you thread onto the stud and then you tighten the lock bolt down and you use a big wrench to loosen the thing. I think the kit
$100.
The kit with all the sizes from 1/4 to 5/8 is a CJ 515B.
Well, why are you complaining about the fact it's $800? Our politicians said they're going to make things affordable for us.
Like what?
Well, that's what I've still been waiting for. I've been waiting for that since I've been born. But I mean,
hell, the last one to give us any money was Trump, and I don't consider him a politician.
Adam is completely correct here. You can pull a stud using 2 standard nuts.
That is true. That is very true.
And as Fluffy says, double nut that motherfucker. Laughing out loud.
I don't know. Once you've had a good stud puller, it's hard to go back to double nuts. I've got the awesome knockers, the
I don't know. My girlfriend likes the double nuts over a stud puller.
There you go. Jesus.
Yeah. Today is 8 pallets.
8 pallets?
Yeah, and the 320s and the 5.7.
God damn
I
it.
come back in the a little 20 only.
Okay.
He's not talking about those stud pullers, though, even though they work.
Mac has stud pullers also for 100 for standard and metric. I have the Ossenmacher set, and they're cam lock. They slip down over the shank.
Yeah.
They got 3 rollers in them that grab, and they wind them out. This one, I don't know if it's exclusive to Snap-on or not, but they have collets. It's a tool.
Is it made by? Does it say Snap-on on it?
Yeah, it does. It's made by Snap-on, and
it's possible Snap-on actually makes it. It's possible. I'm not saying they do. I don't know. I am a tool junkie. I do not know who makes every damn thing out there, but majority of Snap-on stuff is made by Snap-on until you get into their lights, their batteries, and shit like that.
When it first came out, I think it was marketed as a dowel pin puller. It was for pulling solid dowel pins, and they have different size collets that thread into it, and so it'll do either studs or dowel pins. And they used to come in a red, like a stamped red tin box that had Snap-on embossed on the side of it. Now I think they come in like a little mini Pelican case. But I got to get me one of those. I have to replace my thread chasers, and I've got to replace a big tap and die set, which I don't really have to, but I kind of like to just for the convenience, having everything in one box.
There's a lot of stuff that Snap-on puts their name on. They do rebrand.
True.
But they don't put their name on nearly as much stuff that they rebrand that Mac does. And I can't speak about Macco because they rebrand everything.
Everything.
But Snap-on, the large majority of what they're got their name on, I'd say about, I don't know, maybe I'll give them credit at 65%. If it's labeled Snap-on, it's probably made by Snap-on. If it ain't made by Snap-on, it's probably OTC or Lang.
I
Easy
know
Red.
they rebrand the Thread Chaser set. That
Well,
48.
all their lights are rebranded. They don't make any fucking lights.
Yeah. We're not going to make any money on a light.
But I know Mac Tools is rebranding more and more shit all the fucking time.
I know, and they're the biggest tool company in the world, Stanley Black and Decker, aren't they?
Biggest in the United States. I don't know if they're biggest in the world.
And they fold Facom into them too.
They own Facom, they own Macco, they own Proto, they own Stanley Black and Decker, Craftsman, DeWalt, shit. Bostitch, don't they own them too? I'm trying to think.
They own damn near everything. Craftsman.
They own a lot. They're the powerhouse of the United States anyway.
Between them and Apex Tool, right?
Well, Apex is not US owned.
Is it a hedge fund? Global?
Apex is owned by China, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Apex is Chinese.
I thought they manufacture everything there, but they might be some kind of a weird hedge fund, you know, like a Soros deal.
I think Apex is a Japanese company now.
Japanese would be all right.
Not Japanese, Chinese.
Probably.
I'm just waiting until she's
Okay.
But when it comes to tool there's so many tool options out there now.
Now, tell me this, Dave. Aside from scan tools and diagnostic stuff, is there really anything you need to buy to get your jobs done?
Hemorrhoidal cream.
Well,
No,
yeah.
I mean, like, what do you mean to get my jobs done? Like,
I mean, obviously, every once in a while, you're going to need some kind of a specialty tool, whether it be a puller or.
yeah, I still have to buy shit once in a while, and if I know I'm not going to use it much.
But as far as hand
I'm
tools,
sure Scuba does the same thing. I check out Amazon and see what I look at reviews, see what I can pick up cheap for the 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 times I use it or whatever, and I'll buy that set. And so far, I have not had a problem with it.
I was just looking at all the stuff that I was boxing up and taking out of here.
Did you hear about how Harbor Freight is making Matco toolboxes now?
What?
I'm joking. It's just to fucking piss Fluffy off.
Oh.
No, Amazon is clutch. Amazon is clutch at times, man.
Fluffy, I got all that Icon stuff in a box. You know, I could ship it to you. All that nice, shiny Chinese chrome, just ready to fall off the sockets. You can do whatever you want with it.
What is up, East Coast Ken?
No, it is not the new Snap-on. Damn it, Fluff. What was Adam saying about taps and dies? I got to go back and look at that.
If Fluffy wants a fucking Snap-on hat, I'll send him one of my fucking 60 that I have. I never wear hats. They cause
He's got to
baldness.
buy Snap-on tools if he's going to wear a
Now,
Snap-on
if you're
hat.
already bald, I guess wearing a hat don't matter. But
The more expensive set from Harbor Freight Works. I got to think about taps. Even the gear wrench tap set kind of sucks.
well, yeah, they don't fit a tap socket.
Well, that and they're some of them do, some of them don't, but they're carbon steel, and a carbon steel tap like fucking Vermont American, they're easy to break, especially the small sizes. You know, under quarter inch. Break one of them fuckers off in the hole, and you're digging it out.
Yeah.
Best thing I ever bought was a broken tap remover.
I like this comment.
Oh yeah.
New Impact's probably a pile of shit.
That last
I
one
don't
they
know
come
why everybody thinks the first one was that great. I had never had one that worked that long. The battery started to wiggle, and I know they got the battery strap. I know they got all that shit for it. I never had any luck with Milwaukee. I should say my biggest issue with Milwaukee, when I had a problem and it was under warranty, I sent it in and received it back still broken.
No shit.
I send my Snap-on shit out. It almost looks like I got a brand new tool. I send DeWalt stuff out if I think one time I had to send something out under their 3-year warranty, and basically looked like a brand new tool when I got it back. My Milwaukee shit I've had came back to me, looked like ass, and it was still broke. So I want to know what they fixed.
Yeah. You know, with
Snap-on is making their own taps again. Then it's going to be very interesting to see the quality that they have on them. And I really don't give a shit about the price. If the quality is there,
quality's there.
I'll buy it.
They are worth it. I don't think they're using Mayhew for punches and chisels anymore. They might be making their own.
I know they're going in-house with a lot of shit now.
I have a set of short shank roll pin punches, and I mean they're badass, really badass. And I have a complete set of Mayhews. The Snap-ons are better.
I agree with you, Fluff. When you send it out with tool trucks, the shit comes back looking new, except for Milwaukee.
Except for Milwaukee, yeah. I will say I like my M12 stuff, but I mean you buy it because it's tiny.
You got a kick-ass deal on that, Jason. You got a killer dealer in that.
Yeah. Yeah. We were digging through the race car trailer at my uncle's, and I found an SAE tap and die over there. that I bought off the Mack truck when I was like 19 years old, and everything's still there in the little rectangular red box. I don't think it was that much back then either. It was probably like $159, but everything from 440 to half inch is still in there. The little gauges are still there. Cleveland's. Yeah, Adam, I get a lot of stuff from McMaster Car. You never know what brand it's going to be, but sometimes I'll buy one set at a time. I'll buy a taper plug and a bottom in a little, little plastic box. And I'll buy one size at a time. That's how I got my left-handers.
Have a good night, Ken. Always nice
night,
to see you jump on. Have a good one, buddy. You know
Hey,
my
Shannon.
problem is?
Huh,
My problem is that I buy everything.
me too.
Everything I don't have.
Yeah,
I don't have it yet. I buy it.
need never came into play, so I want it.
Like I picked these up from Vim.
Oh, I like those.
My disappointment is there's no 16, there's no 18.
That's a pain in the ass.
And I want to know why Vim did not put a 16 and 18 in there when they're such common sizes.
You got to get on their little YouTube show and pitch a fit. Tell them you want answers.
I'm good. Shan, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, Shannon.
I don't know. I got to the point now in my career where I see something stupid and cool. My tool truck, I got to stop. I actually got to start building on my retirement again because these tool fucking snobs, these tool truck whores of mine, they just know if they bring something in that's new and I don't have and it's not out yet, they know I'll say, yeah, just set it on my box. I got it. You know, they say it's better to have than not have, but
That's how I got a whole tool cart full of Icon tools. I justified them as bait.
I agree with you, OG. But what do you think about the fact it's missing a 16 and 18? Those they're sold by Vim Tool. I don't know who actually makes them because everybody claims Vim Tool is not a tool company. They may design stuff. I don't know really how it works, but they make them. They actually work well if you have the room to use them in the area you have to use them in. They bite well. They grip well, but I just wish they would put a 16 and 18 in the set. And I'm sure they'll get enough feedback on it. They'll come out with a 16 and 18.
We do that with wrench sets all the time. They skip a couple of sizes and make you go back and buy more. I always figured it so they could make the set price look more attractive.
I've used them and had no problems with them if you have the room in the area you're trying to use them in.
Do you have the little baby ratcheting wrenches?
What do you mean, little baby ratcheting wrenches?
Vim has a set of little baby ratcheting wrenches. It's like they're about that long, like 10, 11.
Oh, they're
12.
double-sided, real small?
Yeah.
No, I don't have those.
I was gonna buy a set, but they skip either the 11 or the 12.
Well, manufacturers got to be in with the tool companies, or the fastener companies are in with the manufacturers and the tool companies, because it's like, it was Chrysler came out with, what was it, 11 mil hex and brake caliper bolts,
Yeah.
and nobody made an 11 mil hex at the time when they built the car. Although I shouldn't say nobody did. You could have got it through Gray Pneumatic. They made them, but
Oddball.
it's like they keep flipping sizes, changing sizes, coming up with oddball shit. It's like, why?
Yeah, what was that Koken set that Mr. Subaru had? 5-sided sockets, or was it a 5-sided ratchet? It
I
was a
don't know.
weird.
Yeah.
He had a weird titanium Koken set one day, and it's like, who the hell's gonna need that? It was bitching though.
Very true, Adam.
Six, 7, 8, 9. Okay, they skip the 11 and the 13.
Well, the 13 skip kind of is probably an issue. 11, I don't know if anybody gives a shit about.
Yeah, I bought that stupid SATA open end wrench set. It was a set of double open ends, a big one, and it was like $30 on Amazon. So I clicked on it and I bought it. I got it home and I realized there's no 13 in there.
Mr. Subaru, I don't know what set he's talking about, but I could take you out to my shed and I'll show you that everything I have is Snap-on, and it is not made by anybody but Snap-on, because I'm Mr. Subaru. I actually don't have a problem with Mr. Subaru, other than he's an arrogant son of a bitch. So I guess I do have a problem with him.
Well, I think JD Tico gives him enough shit.
I love it. I love it when Nick gives him shit.
Just publicly calls him out every day.
I had a disagreement with him. I think it was on Chad's channel one night. Chad invited him in as a guest, and everybody was wrong, and he was right, and he knew all, and you knew shit, and
Everybody should have invited their wives. Jeez.
and that's just the way it was. Mr. Subaru was basically like, I'm right, you're wrong, you're all stupid as fuck. I know everything. You guys know shit. And the stream ended, and then it went backstage, and it got really weird and got really crazy and nasty. And
Did his mom bring bagel pizzas down to the basement?
well, he is a landscaper, Biggie Fizz. Thanks for jumping in. What's up, Biggie? Yeah. Well, I know Mr. Subaru was like, Mom, where's the meatloaf?
Yeah. Mom, bathroom.
I said meatloaf, Mom. What's up, Diabolical?
Hey, Diabolical, how was the races? Looked like he went to No Prep Kings.
Mr. Subaru's probably watching right now, like, I'm gonna get that son of a bitch.
You think he's stalking you?
No, I'm not worth stalking. I'm not worth his time.
He's gonna be a big.
So that's a great thing about being a nobody YouTuber. I'm not worth anybody's time, so nobody gives a shit what I do.
Gonna be a big S in your lawn, big patch of dirt where the grass won't grow anymore.
Oh, then I'll be going down to freaking Carolinas and we'd be talking about it with the landscaper. Like, no, you're coming back with me, bitch. You're planting some grass seed.
Almost out of here. Jesus, it's 8:30 already. Lizzie Musey did her thing against Robin Roberts.
How's the car going, Diabolical? You ever seen Diabolical's toolbox?
I don't know if I have or not.
It's the smallest toolbox I've ever seen on YouTube. You gotta look at it. You gotta check out his page. It's like that big. No, it's a gorgeous box. Absolutely gorgeous toolbox.
I want a vintage Snap-on, the one with the locker built in. What's it called? Let me see. Yeah, KR 700, or is it a KR 1000?
No, Diabolical got an epic setup that's pretty epic.
Yeah?
Well, it's like a wall, man. I forgot how many feet long he said it was, or inches long. I think like 24 foot long.
Jesus, like a Mr. Big?
Oh, and no, Mr. Big is small compared to that.
Fuck.
If you saw it, you'd say fuck.
Probably so. Yeah, I want an old vintage Snap-on KR 7100. It's like a 40-inch box with a locker built inside.
230 inches?
That's big.
Well, 144 inches is 12 foot. So he's pushing 24 foot. So I'm gonna say it's about what 22 and a half feet long.
That's a lot of box.
Oh, it's a gorgeous box. It's not just the size of the box. It's the color match, the paint work on it. It's this gorgeous box.
Well, I am leaving the General behind. I think I'm going to do what I should have done in the first place and get a used box. Figure 2,000 or 2,500 bucks, I could have something really, really nice.
Well, for 35, 40,000, you can get yourself something that's really sweet. You just got to know how to fuck with a Snap-on tool dealer. Remember, they're making at least 45%, pushing 50% on those boxes.
True. Very
Like,
true.
when I've been dicking my Snap-on dealer about a new box, and I said, "What's retail on it?" He tells me. And I said, "Well, let's start here. Let's negotiate from here. Cash deal." And he's like, "Well, I can do this. I can do that." I'm sure I could pick up a $60,000 box for $35,000, but it has to be cash.
Right. I ain't got that kind of cash floating around, that's for sure.
It doesn't cost them nothing to have the stuff sent to them and fucking sell it, flip it, keep the cash. Now you want to put it on credit with them or credit with Snap-on, that's a whole different story. You ever want to know when they have those specials in their catalog or up to $5,000 rebate, blah 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 blah? Just hit a Snap-on dealer and say, "Hey, what if I didn't like finance it through Snap-on and I paid you cash? Well, I'll still give you the rebate." Well, why would they still give you the rebate? Because they already have that much profit in the box. They'll still give you the rebate, even if you don't finance it.
Hang on one second.
Overheads are nice as long as you're not too short. If you're only like 5'6", overheads would, I would assume, would suck.
That would definitely suck.
I mean, I may not look like it, but I'm 6 foot tall, basically.
That's where I'm at.
I mean, I couldn't imagine dealing with overhead. You know, being 5'6", I need a little step stool to get up to it. Where
It's actually
reach up. My reach is probably almost like 8 foot.
it's a pretty good deterrent though. You put stuff you don't want anybody to take all the way up in the overheads.
You really think it's that low, JWC?
Wow.
I figured they had about $6,000 in a $12,000 box. But every Snap-on dealer gets. I shouldn't say every Snap-on dealer. Snap-on dealers' prices vary and what they pay for stuff based on how much they buy and how much they sell.
You know, I see that cart that I bought. I paid $22.80 for it. I see them going for about $18.50, $1,800 now. In hindsight, I could have spent $1,000 or $1,100 and got two of those Harbor Freight 34-inch carts and bolted them together.
It's good information, JWC. Thanks for sharing that. So you're saying they get over 50% off of them?
Step stool on wheels sounds kind of dangerous. That makes sense. Can we get my truck out?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, my tool dealer is incorporated with his father and his brother. My Snap-on dealer, so they're all one business, and there are 3 routes. They actually have 5 routes total. So what they buy and purchase is a hell of a lot at once. And I do believe they get a little extra. I don't know how much percent off, but a little. It probably isn't much. But they get a little extra percentage off of their order because they're incorporated as 3 owners, and they have 5 routes. They have 5 trucks they run. What is up, Ranching? And I know if they sell enough, they probably get a little bit of extra discount. I'm sure it's not significant. It's probably between 2 and 7%, but every little bit matters. Every little bit pays off. So
They'll do it in the morning.
Call forwarding variable is active.
Time for me to get on the road here pretty quick.
I threw a link up in case anybody wants to jump in. The link is up if anybody wants to jump in.
Yeah, the place I'm looking at moving to now, they got a limited amount of space. I think that little roll cart's going to be just perfect. Move it from station to station.
What kind of line of work are you going to?
Airplane propeller rebuilding.
So we're going to hear about planes crashing all over California now?
Oh, we ship all over the place, so all over the world, Dave. All
They're
over
going to be crashing all over the place now? You could still be called Frosty.
coming soon to a runway near you.
You still could go by the name of Frosty.
Yeah,
Because that'd be like you're an indirect hitman. You didn't mean to do it, but they fucking died because the propeller wasn't right.
my torque wrench was out of calibration that day.
I'm sure the FCC or whatever would They buy that. You just, I wouldn't even answer any questions. They said, Frosty, how did you fix that propeller?
Wasn't me.
My answer would be like, first you tell me about Hunter Biden.
I want to know about that meeting between Bill Clinton and what's her name that happened on the plane over there. You give me the transcript of that meeting and we'll talk.
And I want to know about the JFK assassination.
I want the Epstein tapes.
I want to know why when a woman says no, she really means yes. And when she says yes, she really means no.
Where does the Supreme Court really stand on that?
Well, when, that question right there gets you, nobody wants to answer that question.
Yeah.
When a woman says no and she really means yes, when she says yes, she really means no. Nobody wants to answer that question.
Wait.
I'd be scared.
That's a question that's been unanswered since mankind.
Good night, Shannon. Well, we had the weirdest thing happen today. They were making some snow outside with one of the chippers, and the thing stalled on them. And they said they couldn't get it to restart. So I went out there to look at it. Battery was good. So I go over, I crank it over. I can hear the starter turning, but it doesn't sound right. It sounds like
Have a good
it's
one,
a,
OG. Thanks for jumping in.
it's a diesel, but it sounds like, you shut the spark off when it's cranking. So I got to looking at it and the fan wasn't turning. I said, what the hell? So I cranked it again.
Have a good night, JWC.
Crank pulley's not turning, but the back half, the machine section's turning. So I know the flywheel's turning, but it's not cranking the engine over. So I'm thinking, what happened? Did it shear the flywheel bolts? Did it break the center out of the flywheel? Weird, man. Weird. I got to pull the engine out of that damn thing.
I've seen some crazy shit. I've seen half an engine turn over multiple times.
Broken crankshaft or broken cam?
Well, I've seen a lot of broken cams on the older GM 3100s.
Pretty common, huh?
Well, not anymore. I don't see too much of them anymore because they're not on our roads anymore. They might be in California, they might be in Florida, but not here.
They all rusted away.
If you see one here, that vehicle's on its last leg.
Yeah, we're kind of spoiled out here. Shit lasts a long time. I can see stuff turning to dust back there. There's an orange ball.
Well, I don't know what they're spraying on our roads now, but whatever they're spraying on our roads is worse than what they used to put on our roads. Because these cars are routing out faster than they used to.
Worse than salt, huh?
Well, they're adding, I can't remember what it's called. They're adding an additive to salt.
What are we, population
It
increases.
gives it like a blue tint. Gives it like a blue color.
Really?
I'm trying to remember what the hell the chemical is called. It makes it work better in cold temperatures.
Makes sense.
But it's got to be very corrosive because I'm seeing cars here. I'm seeing cars here that like trucks that are 5 years old. They're already like honestly like rotted to shit underneath. Might look
Jesus.
good on the outside, but underneath they're rotted to shit.
That's not good.
I'm trying to remember what the hell the chemical is. They got to be using that shit down in Ohio.
Maybe. Oh. No, I don't think they put anything on the roads here. Find out what they use up in Mammoth.
I'm trying to remember what like on the tip of my tongue. What the chemical is that they add to it. I think it's like a chloride of some type.
Oh. Oh, my whole toolbox is getting emptier and emptier every day.
I should look it up. What the hell they add in our salt?
Hang on, Dave. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, Google sucked. I didn't find the answer.
Hornets, huh?
No, I did not, JW. I did not watch that yet. Kind of was out of town for the weekend. And didn't take my computer with me, so. I know they said they're like this coming year, they're going to take beet juice and add it to the salt this coming year.
What the hell for?
They claim the beet juice does something with the salt, something that the sugars in the beets, it makes the salt work better. I'm trying to remember what the hell they're using. But it came out like with a very blue hue to it. That shit's corrosive as hell. You're there. Nobody's washing their cars in Michigan anymore.
Well, nobody washes their cars out here. Let me get these guys to lock me out. I can go home. Wash some clothes and be a propeller guy tomorrow. Angel! Oh. Lock me out?
What's up, John? At the Wally World. I haven't actually been in the Walmart in like a few months. Yeah, I agree with you. Since the scandemic, I have 3 Walmarts located with probably all within like 7 miles of me. I just haven't been to one in a while. Got no volume from you, Frosty. Even though you're in a fishbowl.
How's that?
That's good.
All right. Yeah, I haven't been happy with the Walmarts out here. Everything's on the floor. They're all tore up and they're all crowded.
My Walmarts are in decent shape. I'm lazy son of a bitch these days now. I just want my kids to go.
Well, if I go, I end up buying $100 or $200 worth of shit because it's cheap, right? Well, you know, when I went in there for one $8 item. Plus, I'm pissed at them. They don't sell ammo out here anymore.
My Walmart still sells ammo.
Yeah, up by my dad, you can still buy guns. But here, they don't even sell ammo. It's all politics.
Well, Joe Biden will fix it when he wins in 2024.
Jesus. The weekend at Joe's, they're going to prop him up.
Weekend of Joe's.
I mean, yeah. They'll just put somebody else in a Joe Biden outfit, you know. They'll do a costume whenever he has to speak. And
Well, did you hear I guess the Senate, not to get on politics, everybody has their own opinion, but the Senate, not Senate, the House of Representatives, I believe they filed 4 articles of impeachment against him because now they have definite proof through bank records that some Eric fucking so-and-so guy, which was one of Hunter's business partners, his name was on not only Hunter's bank account, but Joe Biden's bank account.
oh, that makes sense.
And it's going to get deep. Personally speaking, I think they're all barking up the wrong fucking tree.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to fucking trash the past president so he can't run again. And all they're doing is making him more popular. And if you didn't want him to fucking be victorious or win again, what are you so afraid of?
Yeah, I mean,
You kicked his ass. According to paperwork, according to the poll, everything, you kicked his ass last time. And nobody cheated. Nobody did anything wrong. There was no mail-in fucking problem. There was no problems. Even though since he's out of office, they've adjusted and changed a whole lot of rules and regulations around the election. But there was no problem in 2020.
I think personally, you should not be allowed to cast a vote without identification.
Well, I think personally, right now, what you see going on is they're shitting their fucking pants if they can't get rid of this Trump son of a bitch.
They'll never get rid of him.
What happens if he runs and wins by a fucking 20 million vote count? It's going to be pretty hard to explain last election.
They can't let that happen.
Exactly. So why do you think they're going after him so hard?
Oh, man. They haven't even begun to go after him yet. And I feel bad for the guy because I believe he really cares about us.
I don't like the son of a bitch, to be honest with you. But I agree with his policies.
I agree with his policies, and I believe he actually cares about the country.
Me too. But
He has nothing to gain by being in office.
no, he has absolutely nothing to gain by being in office. He's worth more than any of us will ever know. That's a hidden secret. You know, some throw up a number like he's worth like $30 billion. He's probably worth like $300 billion. We don't know. Trump
Right.
does a good job at hiding that. He's not Elon Musk. He doesn't pride himself on telling everybody what he has.
More power to him.
He hides it. But money, I don't think is an issue. I know money's not an issue with them.
Doesn't seem like it's that much money. I mean, yeah, you got the jet and all that, but I mean, he eats at McDonald's.
He likes Big Mac.
I wonder if he gets like a Big Mac with quarter pounder meat.
He probably does. He's not a small man.
No. Now he can say he served in the military. He was the commander in chief.
Well, this time his campaigning so far, other than pissing and moaning about certain things, he's gone another route.
I haven't seen anybody campaigning, but I haven't really been paying attention. You know, the fucking news is
Well,
depressing.
He's sticking to the issues at hand right now. Economy. Yeah, he's sticking to people. What matters to people, and what he's going to do to fix it. Same thing he did in 2016 when he won.
Automotive industry is going to tank here under this new plan. This, rapid switch over to electric.
Well, I think they're going to hurt the car companies, the government.
Yeah, it's going to destroy the car companies.
Because they're going to say electric. They're going to go all electric, and all of a sudden they're going to be like, no electric. It's bad for our environment. It's bad for the property. It's bad for the land. We can't do this.
And the technology's not there yet. It's not developed. Everything's going to be broken.
And infrastructure is not set up for it.
No. I mean, have you seen the big old fucking transformers and stuff they have to put in when they put one of those charging stations at a gas station?
Oh, they're huge.
Where's that money going to come from? And why isn't it mandated that all those need to be built in the United States and installed by, American companies?
Most likely, Jason, yes. Most likely, Jay, it is my number. Why do you ask? I got you. If it ends with 0857, is my number.
What's going to happen to the oil industry? That's what I want to know.
What's going to happen if we have a major switch in presidents? We had Trump, right? And the moment Biden was sworn in, he basically backed out of and destroyed everything the former president had in place. and start his own new program. Biden is actually the first president to ever do such. I mean, like, just totally destroy everything the prior president had in place. And what happens if, like, in 2024, a new president comes to office? You already know if it's going to be on the Republican side that gets elected. They're going to destroy 90% of what Biden put in place.
Or we're going to be right back where we started.
Yeah, we're going to keep going back.
There we go. Downtown LA. It's a shithole, guys.
Yeah. And JWC says trucks, electric trucks. Yeah, that's a joke.
That is a joke.
I can't drive from here to Mackinac freaking City with an electric truck. And that's within my own state.
How are you supposed to tow a trailer up a grade with an electric truck?
You pray.
Has to be hybrid electric. Fossil fuel generator. You know, generating power, turning electric motors. That I could see. Straight electric is, you know, they should be giving them 10 years, 15 years on hybrids. Give them time to develop more efficient electric motors, develop more efficient battery banks, and they'd still have some type of fossil fuel propulsion to fall back on.
Well, they're going to need alternative something to fall back on because they can't have these cars dying on the roads. Now, if people run out of gas, and you have a gas gauge, right? Right? Gas gauge has been in the car for a long fucking time. And people still, on the side of the road, they ran out of gas. Do you think they're really going to pay attention to electric charge? Oh, I know I can go another 10 miles. I know I can go another 15 miles with it. No, they're going to be dead on the side of the road.
Well, how many guys do you know forget their fucking phone charger every day? You know, and then their phone goes dead.
Too many.
Ain't going to be any different with the car. Now, I know Frito-Lay has been using electric trucks for a long time.
What's the biggest socket drawer, JWC?
Biggest socket in your drawer?
He said it's the biggest socket drawer he's seen in a long time. Or seen in his life.
Whose?
That's what I'm asking. I'll check it out. I use my phone as my camera right now. It's my camera and my laptop is dead, JWC.
Yeah, for one thing, the electric deal is really going to fuck us. And for two, why is it the government's place to tell us what we can and can't drive? I mean, that sounds like some serious fucking overreach to me.
I'm going to tell you what you can and cannot cut your lawn with.
Yeah. They're taking chainsaws away from fire crews. People will die.
You know, it's just they're not prepared for any of this. Not just that, first responders on a bad accident with electric vehicles all need to be trained. Because there's high voltage that runs through all these electric vehicles, EV vehicles. The firefighters already know about how to deal with high voltage issues, but do they know what they have to deal with on the car?
Yeah, it's DC current, isn't it?
It's still 600 volts, man.
It's 600 volts DC, and it's battery banks that can explode. Not just a live wire. DC voltage will fuck you up.
Well, I'm saying firefighters are used to, they got the poles, the equipment, the fiberglass shit to deal with down power lines and all that, move that shit out of the roadway, but they still need to be taught about electric vehicles. So do the police officers, so do paramedics. They all need to be taught. Nobody should go into a serious accident situation like that. God forbid it happens, and it will happen, which sucks, without having some knowledge of what they're doing.
Right.
And we're government's trying to force this shit out faster than anybody knows anything about it.
I agree.
And it's like, slow the fuck down. Shit, we don't even know anything about this shit yet.
No. Well, and at the rate things are falling off of those new cars, they don't know anything about it either.
How do you put a lithium ion battery out when it's on fire? What do fire trucks carry? What do fire trucks typically use to put fires out?
Water.
And what's the last thing you put on a lithium ion fire?
That would be water.
That'd be water. Because what's lithium ion love? It loves water. They learned that in Texas when they freaking put 30,000 gallons of water on a car and watch the thing burn itself and melt itself right into the freaking asphalt.
Yeah, we had a boat. We had a dive boat up by the Channel Islands go up in flames, and they were saying it was because everybody was charging their cameras in the galley at the same time, and one of the Chinese lithium-ion battery packs exploded. The fire got so big, so fast, it burned that thing down past the water line.
No, these are no water in lithium ion.
Probably got to use CO2 and some kind of powder.
Yeah. You gotta remove the oxygen from the situation.
CO2
Water removes the heat from a fire. That's how they put fire out with water. Water removes the heat.
Right, but as it vaporizes, it gives off hydrogen and oxygen.
Yes.
It makes your flame hotter.
Yes, but that's fire trucks. That's why they typically use water. It removes the heat from the fire. There's only a few things that create fire. First, you need a fuel source. You need oxygen.
You need heat.
You need heat.
if you can take the heat out of the surrounding areas, you can keep the surrounding areas from going up. I mean, they're using water
If
to
you remove the oxygen, you could also keep it away.
right. But they
That's why
use
when they have oil wells that catch on fire, believe it or not, they bomb them.
yep, blow the fire out.
And the bomb is so vicious that when it explodes, it absorbs all the oxygen in the area, in the vicinity, explodes, blows up, thus removing the oxygen, thus killing the fire.
Right. Yeah, they're using water on structure fires to contain the fire, not to put it out. By the time they get there, it's so out of control, putting it out's usually not an option.
Well, in a lot of cases, it's a sad situation. By the time the fire department gets there, like you don't have such probably in California, but here in Michigan, we don't laugh about it. We joke about it. We shouldn't joke about it. We shouldn't anything about it, but we say, "Oh, they're saving a basement,"
Yeah,
because by the time they show up, it's usually so out of control that you're saving the basement.
right. Right. And that water it's saving the structure next door, the structure behind you, the structure
Yeah, they're trying to control it, keep it from going anywhere else.
right.
But they're also still trying to put the fire out by removing the heat.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I don't know, man. Dry chemical CO2 is the only way they're going to control that. I'm surprised those cars don't have to have their own.
I don't know if they're going to be able to install those things all over the highway where fire trucks can run up and grab it and have CO2 and dry chemical available to them.
I'm surprised those cars don't have their own fire suppression system.
I think Elon Musk is talking about that, putting that into the vehicle.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to integrate, 20 pounds of fire retardant.
I do believe he said something about that he was going to integrate that into the newest Teslas. It's a fire retardant.
I mean, it's another thing you'd have to have inspected and checked every couple of years. But
It's another thing you're going to have to pay for.
absolutely.
Give me one moment, Frosty. I'll be right back.
Yeah. there's anything going on in the chat here. Total Tesla in 22 notification from Ukraine about a week ago. His car, I guess, someone rebuilt it and shipped it over there. Huh. And Liza, I don't think Halon will kill you if you get trapped in there with it. In the race car, we use something else. It's just dry chemical. They haven't used Halon in quite a while. I actually saw a guy with an MG that had an electric motor in it. It was pretty neat. They make them where you can hook them up. I think you can hook them up with a transmission too. Time to eat?
What's that?
Is it time to eat or time for another beer?
No, I had to go to the bathroom. And I got to take my dogs for a walk in a few minutes.
Ah, I got you.
So I won't be on much longer.
Alright. I'm almost home. I gotta do some laundry. This is actually early for me, 9:30.
It's actually early for me, too. Well, I told my dog I was to take her for a walk. And the puppy won't forget shit. I went back in the house to go to the bathroom, and she's like all jumping on me and all over me. I'm like, you didn't forget.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to disappoint her. I'll be a good daddy, and I'm going to take her for a walk in a few minutes.
There you go. See those new hammers that Trusty Cook's got out?
No.
Got a steel ball peen on one end or a steel flat face and dead blow on the other.
That's not new, is it?
I think it's new to them.
I thought that's what JD Tico called the Twisted Sister or the Crooked Sister.
I think it is. JD Tico's got them, and if you go on Trusty Cook's website, they're new. It's like the TS45 SC or something like that. 45 ounce.
Does JD Tico give a lifetime warranty on the hammers?
I don't know.
I know Trusty
I
Cook
don't
does
see.
not. Trusty Cook does not give a lifetime warranty. But if you buy the hammers from certain places, they give a lifetime warranty. Like, I believe JWC Tech probably knows this better than me. I believe like Northern Tool may give a lifetime warranty on the
God,
Trusty Cook.
Trusty's making hammers for everybody.
Like
Your ranch?
not that unless you use something really stupid, not that you're gonna need a lifetime warranty on it.
No, but I mean, come on, it's a fiberglass handle or a rubber handle. I mean, you can fuck the thing up pretty easy. You know, there's always somebody that's going to beat on it with the handle and not the hammer end.
Oh yeah. That's when you don't give a young tech a hammer that weighs over 32 ounces.
What's my big one? My big one's a 50.
And that's why, as a mechanic, as a technician, I love Snap-ons, dead blow hammers. I love Trusty Cooks. They're a great company. Trusty Cook makes great hammers. I like the what do they call them? Anti-vibes.
I have a couple of small anti-vibes. I like them.
And I think for mechanic, they're better than wood handled. I mean, if you can't afford anything else and you're starting out, I understand. But you hit the wrong thing with a wood handle. When you do it one too many times, you have no idea where the head of that hammer is going. And cars are pretty expensive today. And car repairs are pretty expensive today. So
Oh, yeah.
you don't want to send that head of that hammer that you just took a wrong swing with to the wrong place.
Well, and let's face it, wood's going to deteriorate no matter what you do. The longer you have it, the more it's going to deteriorate. You know, that fiberglass handle, that's going to last for a long time. I mean, I've never seen a broken Snap-on hammer.
I've never broken a Snap-on hammer, but I warranty them when they look like shit. Just because my Snap-on dealer will. What is up, Boo?
What's up, Dave and Frosty? How y'all are?
What's happening?
I just jumped out the tub a while ago, looked at my emails, and I saw StreamYard link. Okay, let's see if he's on.
All right.
Live earlier with the co-host for RXTX Barbecue.
Nice.
They were doing some races for giveaways and all that stuff. We had a good time. What's up, M. Lizer, JW Tech? Get the chat popped out.
Ross is in the fishbowl right now.
Yeah. Am I in a fishbowl again?
No, you sound okay. I'm just saying you're
Oh.
driving a fishbowl.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Nissan, isn't it?
That's right. I don't know. Me and this truck been through a lot together. It's been pretty good to me.
Now I got 2 left, JW. Do that tomorrow. Late. How you doing, Mona Me? Biggie Fitz, how you doing, bud? You just getting off of work, Frosty?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been driving for what, about 25 minutes?
Oh, you got one of them long drive home.
Almost there.
You get a lot of traffic in the morning going to work?
Oh, yeah. Mornings are bad. Nighttime's not so bad, but mornings are terrible.
Where it takes you about 40 minutes, 45 minutes to get to work?
Oh, longer than that in the morning. It depends on what time you leave, but you figure at least an hour. Just
Damn.
being.
So you like a bottleneck, the traffic bottlenecks, and it slows everything, chokes everything down?
Oh, yeah.
How many
But I
miles? How many miles are you away from your work?
35 miles, depending on which road you take. But the most direct route is the most congested. So the only time it works real early or real late.
In morning hours, it takes me 45 minutes or so to get to work. I mean, coming home takes me 25, 30 minutes. I'm only like 26 miles away from my shop.
Right.
Shit, the longest I drove one time was we was framing a house on the other side of Mobile Bay, and I was living in Pascagoula. So I had to cross the Mississippi Alabama state line, get all the way to Mobile, go through Mobile, go in the tunnel, come up out of the tunnel, cross Mobile Bay, hook a right at Daphne, and go toward Fort Morgan down there, Morgan Point, about halfway down. That was about an hour and 10 minutes one way.
Man.
And there was a couple of guys, and we was always there meeting. Now, I take two guys with me. We was always there early. And there's a couple of guys that would lay out, or show up late, 15, 20 minutes late. Then they eating their breakfast in the car, in the truck, eating breakfast. Get their breakfast at McDonald's and eat it in the car before they, get out and go to work. One day the boss showed up. The boss showed up on time instead of later on, and the lead guy, he just, everybody unrolled everything, and a couple of guys, like I said, they always showed up 15, 20 minutes late, and the owner of the business he showed up before anybody else. Well, he showed up after me and my buddies did. And he was like, "Yeah, you part of the crew?" I'm like, yeah, me and these two guys here. I had never met him before. And he's like, "Oh, you here early?" And I said, "Well, we got a long drive, and I don't know if I'm going to catch a wreck or not. Where you live, Pascagoula?" "Damn, you drive over an hour to come in?" I'm like, "Yeah." Well, lead guy gets there, on time. We start rolling out. He's like, "Where's the rest of the crew?" He said, "I get you running late." The lead guy tells the owner that. They show up 15 minutes. They eating their breakfast in the truck. Owner goes to the truck. "So y'all work here?" "Yeah, we do." He says, "Why y'all eating breakfast instead of working?" And they put the food up and all that. "Oh, we'll finish this at break." And he's like, "Man, where y'all live at?" "Man, right down the road." "Well, how come y'all late? These guys drive over an hour to get here. They here 10 minutes early, and y'all live down the road and get here late." He almost fired them guys.
I don't blame them.
And like they're looking at me like they pissed off at me because the damn owner showed up. I didn't call the owner and tell him shit. I hadn't been working there for 2 weeks.
If I'm supposed to be at work at 7, that means I'll get there by 9.
Oof.
At 9.
If they schedule me at 9, I'll be there by 11. They schedule me at 11, I'll be there by 1. You know why? Because they keep me a couple hours late every fucking night.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I'm just now getting home.
I was running a crew in Pascagoula. Everybody showed up. Everybody would show up on time. It'd take them like 15 minutes to roll out all the cords, all the air hoses, get the nail guns out, the saw set up. 15 minutes. So at 15 till, they would start rolling up. 15 before, like 15 after 3 start rolling up. Would take them 5 minutes to roll up. I was timing that. 5 minutes to roll up. Get everything in the trailer, locked up. So the next day, 15 minutes to roll out. get everything set up. 15 minutes. Well, that afternoon at 3:15, they start rolling up. I'm like, no, y'all don't roll up yet. Why not? Time to knock on. Take just 15 minutes to roll up. Said, no, it don't. Takes 5. I said, I've been timing that. I said, we're gonna work till 3:25, and if y'all roll up 5 minutes and roll out 15. They started rolling out faster in the morning.
Well, shit. I don't know what's in store for me tomorrow. If they're going to have me working on something new, if they're going to have me working on something I already know, but I'm excited. It's going to be something different.
Well, different is good.
Yeah, you made a comment in my live stream earlier today about some kind of new compressor.
Oh yeah. I've got a compressor to rebuild.
I'm gonna get my puppy.
We got a 12-cylinder at the plant, and I got to get that thing rebuilt this week because I don't know. I'm moving over to this propeller shop Monday through Friday, 7 to 3:30, and I don't know if the boss is going to want to replace me or not. I told him I'd come in nights and weekends and fix your shit. You don't have to hire somebody, but we have to see how patient he is.
What you gonna be doing at a propeller shop?
Rebuilding propellers.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was like, I didn't know they had any cooling units or whatever over there.
Oh, they don't. They don't.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to get out of there and get into something different. You see, Boo, they got me wearing so many hats at this company. I'm just completely burnt out.
Oh, okay.
They've definitely got their money's worth out of me, and there's nowhere left for me to go. And I got to think about what's going to happen to me in the future. I mean, what happens if he sells the company? I'm screwed. I go in, learn this other trade here. They're willing to invest in me. They're willing to teach me how to do it, send me back to the factory to get certified. And, they're looking for someone that's going to stay there long term. And I mean, that's me.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, I can't walk out on this place. I got too many years invested. So
Oh, yeah, well.
we're going to convert this big old compressor over to ammonia. We installed a new ice maker, so I got a whole bunch of work to do, changing the safety heads out, the valve plates, and got to get every drop of oil out of that thing, change the heat exchanger. Tons to do on it.
Damn.
I'd really like to get some video on it. Hello, Mrs.
Yeah,
Frosty.
yeah, that was like I said earlier today. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I'll get some video. I think it'll be a good time. Say hello to Mrs. Frosty.
Well, hello, Mrs. Frosty. Can't see nothing, but hey, Mrs. Frosty.
So I was saying it was too dark.
It is, yeah.
Well, she's there. She's the mysterious Mrs. Frosty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's dark out there. I've seen her already, though. Y'all were in the house
Oh,
a few
yeah.
times when you're alive. I gotta give me some more lemonade. I'll be right back.
Okay. What's going on, baby? I'm talking to Boo, and Dave just come back.
Are you going to Santa Monica tomorrow morning?
Yep, I'll be in a second. I gotta wash these pants.
Okay.
Maybe a couple other pair.
Why don't you throw whatever's in the bathroom in the wash too?
Will you make sure it goes in the dryer tonight?
I can try if I'm awake.
Okay. Well, he went to get some more lemonade.
Come here, girl. Come here. Bella. Come here, beast.
Got a doggy there, Dave?
She's in the garage. Smelling everything. Checking out everything. I take her for a walk every night. Weather permitting.
Yeah.
You
No.
don't
So what kind of props they work on at that prop shop? Frost, they work on crew boat, big boat screws, wheels, or just outboard props?
No, aircraft.
Oh, propellers. Okay,
We're talking
aircraft.
fixed for like a Cessna, and then variable pitch, Hartzels, Macaulay's, and Snitch. So I've seen twin blade, 3-blade, 4-blade.
Come on.
It's pretty neat the way they work. They got
Come on.
they're adjustable.
Right.
They ain't
Yeah, your
fixed, so
props, your blades actually pitch in and out.
they pitch in and out, so you take bigger or smaller bite air. I think they call it a constant speed propeller. So the engine RPM can stay more constant, keep it up in the peak of its power band.
Right. I don't know who makes the one for the trail bosses down here. We got a lot of trail bosses and homemade airboats. But the trail bosses, they mostly use a 502, the Chevy 502 engine with the 8-blade composite prop.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's a prop. They don't pitch.
Right.
They not like on a plane or anything like that. Well, some planes don't pitch anyway. But anyhow, these 8-blade composite props, that's throwing a lot of wind.
Man, that's moving a lot of air.
It is. But
It,
got a heavy
it's rare
502
to-
engine on there, plus 4 or 5 people. Yeah.
Well, it's rare to see an airplane with that much power, though. At least a piston airplane with that much power.
Right.
I mean, what are
500.
you're looking at 400 to 500 horsepower, and at a high RPM too. They got to have a gear reduction, right?
Gonna have what?
I'd think you'd be running a gear reduction, like a transmission on the back.
I
Gear them
want to
down.
say, I want to say some of them are geared down, but it's not much.
Come here.
No, I'd probably 2 to 1. Because you figure out most of your aircraft. I mean, they're turning a max of 2,800 RPM, and that motor is real big. I mean, they got 4 cylinders and 6 cylinders that are 450, 500 cubic inches, but they're only putting out 250, 300 horsepower.
Yeah.
Maybe 325.
Well, them Chevy 502s, they running. They running now. When they're actually running, not just taking off. Actually running. They're not turning, but 2,200 RPM.
Okay, so they're turning pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to use a lot of Buicks and Oldsmobiles in those things, right? Olds 450.
Anything they could use.
Nailhead Buicks were anything you'd put in a jet boat, go in an airboat. Big 429 Lincoln Motors, 460s.
A lot of airboats used to use the airplane engines, radial engines. Used to use airplane engines, and
Yeah.
they just, I guess, got tired of working on them or what have you. And a buddy of mine, he had an ultralight engine on his. In fact, he welded the ultralight frame and the engine housing to his boat, his aluminum boat, and made a little airboat with that.
What is that? Lycoming or Continental 4-cylinder or something?
No, I didn't know. It was a small engine he had for that ultralight. That was a small engine, two-stroke engine.
Ah, okay.
You know them ultralights you see flying with one person?
Yeah.
Glider? Yeah.
Be right back,
Oh, yeah.
fellas.
All right, Dave.
All right, Lakes, have a good night.
I'm on my phone. I don't get to see all the comments.
Yeah, Lake said, everybody have a good night.
Good night, Lakes. Okay,
Oh,
JWC.
JW say all metal or wood props also.
The ones we're working on are aluminum. The prop blades are aluminum, and the hubs, the center sections, are aluminum.
Yeah, wooden props, you wouldn't, can't get no variable pitch out of those.
No, and like your Cessnas and your Pipers, your real simple planes, that's just a two-bladed propeller. They don't.
Your Cruiser, they don't. You had
One thing
froze
I
up
noticed
when you.
down there, though. They're just a one-piece blade, two blades with the hub drilled into the center. So they're not changing pitch at all. Your bigger ones are changing pitch, I guess, for your heavier planes and your bigger engine. They can save a lot of fuel by pulling back the pitch, making that thing take a bigger bite of air and letting the engine slow down a little bit. And then the power, why they'll flatten the blades out and then raise the engine RPM up.
I was watching a video where they said, I don't know if it was a single engine, I'm pretty sure it was, or a twin engine. I want to say it was a single engine. And the guy, it might have been a twin engine. Yeah, it was a bigger plane. Yeah, it was a bigger plane. And they were coming into, I think it was in Alaska. No, it wasn't Alaska. It was overseas, abroad somewhere, overseas. And there was this woman, her husband was a pilot, and he got killed in an air crash, and an airplane crash. And then she learned to be a pilot. She went to school for it. And she was getting certified. She had, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 hours, and she was getting certified for this bigger plane. And the co-pilot, when he said something about pitching the prop, he automatically reached down to catch the lever to do what she said, and instead hit the wrong lever and straight pitched the prop. Okay, because this was a propeller airplane and not a jet. And instead of being pitched, they were straight, and they lost power like that.
It stalled the
Yeah,
engine.
I mean, the engine was still turning, but they wasn't blowing no air. Put it that way. And the co-pilot is supposed to be in charge of that. And he reached down and hit the wrong lever, and by the time they realized it, they crashed. And both of them got killed in the accident. I think they had 7 people on board.
Oh, that's a damn sure.
I don't know if all people perished in that crash or some survived or what, but they had all the plane to tower recording communications.
Well, a lot of that function, I think on a lot of them, it's automatic. I mean, you've got a governor connected to the prop that runs on engine oil pressure, and it works the same way the governor on your transmission in your car works. You know, it's got flyweights on it, and you know, depending on the load on the vehicle, if that you know, that thing will sense a load change. If the wheel speed starts slowing down, those flyweights start coming in. You know, the prop will back off and you know go to more of a flat pitch.
Well, he flat pitched them himself. I mean, the guy, he accidentally moved that lever. It was next to another lever for something else, which he called for. Whatever she called for, the co-pilot hit the wrong lever. And he was senior to her. He had more flight hours, but it's the co-pilot's job. And they were both looking out the window.
Made a mistake.
Yeah, it was pilot error in that case. Co-pilot error. And she asked again for that operation for him to do, and he said, I did. And by the time they realized he had the wrong lever, there was a video on YouTube, I forget which one it is. When I watch something like that, I don't think I'm going to be talking about it later, so I don't take notes of the title or whatever, you know.
It's one of those things.
If I would have known, I'd have been talking about it later on. I'd have wrote the title of the video and all that. I mean, I can go in my history and look up plane crash or something, you know.
Man, I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, when you said prop working at a propeller shop, I automatically thought of crew boats, you know, Lafitte skiffs or, you know, boats, you know, Gulf boats or whatever. Those kind of props. We call them a prop on the outboard, a wheel on an all-field boat, anything that has a wheel under the hub. And in the Navy, they call them, in Merchant Marines, they call them a screw.
Right.
Two-wheel Cessna. It felt like the tallest roller coaster of my life. Yeah, I love flying. I do. Well, you didn't have a drag or a tire on the ass end of that plane, JW? Now you got 2 wheels underneath you, but you got to have a drag tire behind you.
Oh yeah,
Probably
they are scary.
something like a Mooney or something.
good friend of ours was getting his pilot's license when I was a kid, and he took us up in a Cessna 172. And he wasn't doing anything acrobatic, but just the fact that you're flying so slow, it's scary. I mean, those things are only doing about 30, 35 mile an hour when you're landing.
What you talking about?
Small planes. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
completely
Like
different
a
deal than here.
Piper or Cessna or whatever. Moonies.
Way different deal than flying on a big airliner, man.
You coming in around 55, 50, 55 per landing. You're taking off
Ugh,
about 80, 60
scary.
to 80, 60 to 100. You're taking off. On a motorcycle, you know, like say a 750 or G100 or G1000 Honda. At 100 miles an hour, you and that bike weigh zero. If you had wings, you'd take off.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I did that a few
That
times.
old Harley of mine. That old Harley of mine. It's pretty hopped up.
Oh
You
yeah,
get it
but
going pretty hard here, you'd be weightless.
oh yeah, you hit a beer can at 90, 90 to 100. You leave the ground a little bit. I used to fly with a buddy of mine. He was going for his hours, and you know he was certified as solo, and he was going for more hours for his commercial. He was a helicopter mechanic. When he was in the army, Uncle Sam gave him his trade, helicopter aviation technician. Right. I'll be right back. Wait.
Well, maybe down the road, I can learn something about turbine engines.
Yeah. Yeah, I love flying. I do. I'm deathly scared of heights, but you know, I know I'm not falling out of that airplane.
That's true. That's true. When we went to Alaska, we went up in a bush plane, took off the water, and flew out over a glacier. They landed us in a lake, and we met a boat there. So we got off the plane onto a dock, into the boat, went fishing for 4 hours, and then plane come back, picked us up, flew us out. They called the thing a de Havilland. Oh, that was the greatest little plane. It little bigger than a Cessna. Top wing, big pontoons, and the thing had a great big, like a 2800 radial engine in it. Great big radial, and man, those things. That is such a beautiful sound coming out of that thing.
Yeah, what was it? 12 cylinder, 10
Oh,
cylinder.
I don't know if it was 9 or 18. I mean, if it was it was big. I know those things had a big motor. I'd have to look it up. De
Yeah,
Havilland
well, let
Beaver.
me see. A radio. Yeah, that would be an odd number. I'm not that familiar with the radios. I know the crop dusters had the radial engines on them. The old style biplane uh, crop dusters. Oh, 2 yokes. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, okay. I got you, DW. 2 yokes. Yeah, one for each person, pilot, co-pilot.
2
love the
yokes.
headsets in them. Yeah, steering wheel.
Yeah,
Uh,
172s have 2 yokes. So like the guy you could be sitting up front with the pilot, and he could be like, "Here, you're flying,"
Yeah, that's it.
Everybody says no.
Shit, I love that.
Oh. Well, you know, it only takes a minute to get to where you can fly straight and level, but then when you have to do something, it's a little different.
Yeah, it's not just turning the wheel, you know, like a car. It's
No.
not just the wheel. You know, you can go back and forth, and then you have your foot pedals too.
Yeah, you need your rudder, your ailerons, your flaps.
Well, your elevators, that would be your forward and back, if I remember right. That's when it felt like a roller coaster.
Here you go, JWC. Astro Pneumatic.
Can't make it out.
That's one of them hyper step drill bits.
Oh, now I can see it. Oh yeah, that's a auger bit, huh?
That's a
Auger
3/8 hyper step.
Is it an auger bit? I didn't get a good
I
look
want
at
to
it.
say the set is $98
Cool.
for. And you can drill a 3/8 hole in a piece of 1/2-inch plate in seconds. One shot. You just keep the thing wet so you don't wear it out.
Right.
But I use them sparingly. When they come up with a way to sharpen them, then I'll use them more. Yeah, boy, clearing out one toolbox and loading it up, I found some stuff. Man, I had no idea I had this much stuff. But I am happy keeping it locked up. I've actually been able to hang on to it and not lose half of it. Got my old Snap-on 40-inch cart loaded up in here. Tons and tons and tons of stuff to go in it.
I'm trying to see how much them bits are.
How's that?
Trying to see how much they go for.
Oh shit. Matco sells a 29 piece set for $440.
Okay, I see Astro Tools right here. The TS29 Onyx. High speed steel, reduced shank, 219.
Yeah, and then there's another set. There's a smaller set. I think I paid $98 from Summit Racing. They might have been on sale at the time.
Somebody's got some good prices that time. I wish they had one over here.
You know, their mail order is not bad. Usually it's 2-day shipping.
Yeah, but just I'm gonna pay a high dollar for something. I mean, I don't feel like paying $20 shipping.
I gotta start a stream during the day when I'm off and take you to my garage. You know, I got the dragster in there. I got a couple of motors up on stands. Nobody ever gets to see that stuff because I'm never home. But that's about to change. I mean, that's what making this move for me is all about, Boo. I mean, I spend all my time at the plant working for somebody else, 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And quality of life is pretty low. It's work, come home, go to bed, just so you can do it again the next day.
Right.
You get one day off a week, you don't want to do anything. After so many months of that, you just, you want to rest or you want to eat, go back to bed.
Right.
This deal, if it all works out, I'll be making more money than I am now to work, maybe half the hours, maybe a little over half the hours, and actually be able to sit down and have dinner with my wife, or take movies, or do something spontaneous, and I'll be able to go racing again. I'll get my weekends back. We used to race at least once a month, one car or another. Now I'm lucky if I even get to get over there and work on the car. And I got the one here. It's just waiting for me to put the motor in.
I back.
Dave!
And take
Got a good one.
well.
Bought a Matco set for 100, sold it for over 300.
I have two JWC Tech. I have the set I got from Mr. Joe, and that's a 29-piece Cobalt. I want to say they were 3-something. And then I have the Onyx, the Astros. That's the high-speed set. I don't have the Matco, but I want to say the Matcos are the same as the ones that Joe's set.
What's Joe selling?
His are
The Astro?
no.
Yeah.
Well, he the Astro now, but he had another set. Those Astros I have, they came from Summit. The set I got from Joe, I think, is Steelman.
No, they're not the same. And Kincut's not the same either.
No, Kincut's not the same, and the Steelman's not the same. I don't have the Matco, but the ones that he sells in the little black canister are really nice.
Black canister. I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to think of JWC Tech probably knows.
I think it says Steelman on the can. Oh, JWC Tech. I've got a front motor dragster. It looks like an old Woody Gilmore car. In fact, it was copied directly from a Woody Gilmore car. When the guy built the chassis, he had a Woody car sitting there. So it's the era would be 68 to 72. Yeah, Norseman. I think Norseman and Steelman and Drill America and some of those are all the same, just a different brand on the can.
I have some Steelman. I got a set of Steelman screwdrivers.
You know who else has them is Kimball Midwest. But man, they're twice as much from Kimball's. Everything from them's expensive.
I got it as a 6 set. I had them right there. I think I might have put them in one of my boxes. I got one of them that's out. One of them I use out of that set all the time.
Giant box of ratchets here. Okay, if I can find what box I put those in, I can show you. Let me look over here. Now you got me wondering what brand are the ones that Joe sells. Dave, you buy tools from Joe, don't you?
No,
Oh, you don't? I thought. Why did I think you did?
you talking about All Star Tools or?
Yeah, All Star Tools.
No, I just never bought anything from him. He's never had
Oh,
anything
okay.
I ever needed.
Okay. I mean, he is a hell of a nice guy. In fact, he called me out of the blue the other night. I was talking to him for about an hour. He's I guess you'd call him an avid 2A supporter. For sure. I got bags of stuff here. Screwdrivers and Nipex and
Joe must be a local guy for y'all, huh?
no, he's out of Chapel Hill, Tennessee. He's on he goes on somebody's YouTube channel every week, and they show you stuff off of his truck. But he's independent, so he can sell to you. I guess he started out working for Cornwell.
He goes on Clay Coon's
Yeah, Clay Coon's channel.
Oh, that's the one he goes on?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you can see him on Clay Coon
Coon's Trucking, yeah, okay.
Trucking. God, this milk crate was heavy. I got those in here somewhere. They're probably right in the house. Give me a second. I'll see if I can find them. Better lock this.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I think they're Steelman's, though. I want to say I have 3 sets. I use the crap out of those.
That is true, JWC. That truck keeps screwing them. Joe's All Star Tools, I can find better deals.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, he is a little pricey, especially on Milwaukee. I mean, I don't buy any Milwaukee from him. I love the guy, but I won't buy Milwaukee from him. Here we go. Steel Vision. 29-piece step cutter, tungsten cobalt, 16th to half by 64th. Let's see what they look like.
Sucker there look like it can take a gouge out of something.
Yeah, it's not a bad bit. And I mean, the beauty is you want to drill a 1/2-inch hole from nothing. I mean, I would still start with, like a 5/16 or a 1/4 inch. But, you take this guy here, a 21/64, you can plunge that straight through a piece of steel. You don't have to start small.
Yeah.
And if you keep it oiled, it'll live.
All right.
If you try and run your drill dry, then all bets are off. You're going to smoke the end off just like anything else. Once the tip dies, everything else dies.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew I had a set of steel and a screwdriver somewhere.
Let's see. Yeah, these are Steel Vision. And my tap extractors.
These were spilling them out.
Drill Doctor. Yeah, I've got boxes of stuff here. I want to say the Astros are shorter and they're high speed instead of cobalt.
Well, due to the metal composition they make them out, I've seen high speeds outdo cobalt. Sometimes cobalt is overrated based on the
Oh, yeah.
company that produces it.
Let's see. Yeah, and I've got some Taiwanese high speed stuff that's actually really good. Like these guys here. Uncoated, high speed. I've got me a few sets like that. And these things are great. You know, as long as you keep them oiled and you keep the chips clear, those things just keep cutting and cutting and cutting. Plus, you can sharpen them. I think I've got coarse, fine, and metric. But I try not to buy cobalt when I don't have to. Yeah. A lot of guys claim it's cobalt, but it's trash. You know, if you're drilling through stainless or something real gummy, then you better invest and get yourself a cobalt drill. But most of the time, you don't need it. Regular old high speed will do it. Carbon steel, on the other hand, you know, that's a completely different deal. Like I want to get me another one of those big tap sets with the ratcheting handles. And the problem I have with it is they're carbon steel taps. They're not high speed.
You said I got burned a couple of times on some palladium cobalt. Play-Doh tubes. Yeah, that's why you see machine shops. You know, that's why their drill bits last for a hell of a long time. They always got cutting fluid running on it.
And they keep them well lubricated. The oil is their drilling.
Oh, yeah, but they keep that cutting fluid running on them.
Oh yeah, I oil the shit out of a drill bit. And anything you're gonna run for more than a couple of seconds better be real wet.
Oh yeah.
Because first thing will happen when that drill gets the edge knocked off. You're going to heat everything up, then you're going to end up hardening the surface you're trying to drill through. and you're really fucked.
When you turn that switch on the lathe or on the milling machine, that cutting fluid's on. It's it's putting out cutting fluid.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at a valve grinder.
Yeah.
Like you say, the minute you turn it on, the
Oh yeah.
pump's running.
Oh yeah.
If your surface grinding, you got what, water soluble oil going?
We got some kind of cutting fluid. I don't know what it is, but it gets filtered, screened in a bin, and it pump right back out.
Yeah. Yeah, JWC Tech, my Kimball Midwest guy, he had a 115 piece set. You know, all the wire gauge, all the letters, all the numbers of them good, real good Kimball drills. Which, you know, there's somebody, they're Clee Lines or they're Drill Americas or they're, you know, there's somebody's nice high speed steel drill bits. You know, that's a $400 set. You know, he had one that somebody bought from him and never paid for, and he got stuck with it. He gave me a killer deal on it. I got to look and see if it's high speed or cobalt. I think it might be a cobalt set, but I don't touch it. I just keep it, you know, I keep it there, and if I need it, I know I have it. I've got 2 or 3 other sets I work out of. Ooh, what's the humidity like?
82 degrees. Boy, boy, boy. It might get to 80 at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
Man,
it's actually cooled down here, but I think it's going to heat back up over the weekend.
102 tomorrow.
Wow.
Right now, it feels like 90 degrees. It's 82 feels like 90, and I believe it. It feels like 85 in my house. Record high temperatures tomorrow again.
Not good.
It says here 78 at 6 o'clock in the morning. I kind of doubt it.
What temp?
At 6 in the morning, it's supposed to be 78. Maybe in Opelousas, but not over here.
Yeah, it's like about 6 degrees here right now. We're supposed to be back in the 80s in a day or two.
Let's see what it is right here. We're 67 right now. Not bad. It's actually pretty mild. I mean, for August, that's really good.
You know, 68-ish is not bad at all.
No. What's your humidity like down there, Boo?
Let me see.
Humidity here, it's got to be high because it's been raining.
Yeah. Is it sticky?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, it's been in the 50% range
Yikes.
Right now it's 85.
Oh,
But about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's less humid. You know, the sun's burning it off. You know.
right,
Uh,
right. The heat burns it down, and then when it cools down, it goes back up.
mhm. But right now it's 85% humidity. That's why it feels, 90 something, whatever.
Oh.
90. And then, like at 12 o'clock, man, it'll be like 100. It feels like 115, 116.
Right, right. Just
The humidity will be about 60, 65%. And by 3 o'clock, and now if it's raining, just steady raining all day long, the humidity is not there. But, once the rain cools the ground off and all that, it's not that sauna effect because the sun's not coming out right after a rainstorm if it's raining all day. Just because it's raining don't mean it's 100% humidity. It's wet. Yeah, you got raindrops, but rain's not humidity.
right.
Humidity is when it's that sun's beating down on the streets and the asphalt, the blacktop, concrete, and afternoon popcorn shower comes up, rains for 15 minutes, and the sun comes back out. Oh boy, yeah, then your humidity comes up because it's a sauna. All that steam's coming out the concrete. Yeah, humidity rises like that after it quits raining.
I want to put some of these sakis in there.
And the dew point 77. So
What exactly does that mean?
dew point?
Yeah.
Dew point is like, you ever been in a thick fog?
Yes.
Okay. That means your dew point and temperature, and there's 2 or 3 factors that work in there, and that's what makes you fall. Well, your dew point is like, that's high right now, so the grass is going to be wet in the morning.
I got you.
It's sort of like Mountain Dew.
There you go. Mountain Dew. Dew to dew. Mountain Dew. The real dew.
A lot of tuners pay real close attention to the dew point when they're making changes. And I've always thought it kind of was what it sounded like, at what point do you start to get condensation on things that are inanimate?
A lot of the what guys, they pay attention to dew
Well,
point.
when are you drawing droplets of water out of the air? Is that your dew point?
You're talking about at the ice plant?
No, I mean anywhere, just in general. Your dew
But
point.
you had said some people they keep an eye. Who keeps an eye on that?
Oh, race car tuners.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought you said tuner. Yeah, race car tuner. Okay.
Yeah, when they're tuning up their car, they pay attention to the dew point.
Yeah, well, yeah, your air is denser.
Yeah, it's heavier.
Yeah. Just like in the mountains, you got these computers on these cars now that if you had 4,000 foot sea level, and you go up in the mountains at 8,000 feet, where the air is real thinner up there, and your computer's adjusting your carburetor to compensate for the thinner air.
Right, taking a whole bunch of fuel out.
Just like I had a 84, I think it was an 84 I had, or 86 Ford pickup. And it didn't have them computers and all in there. Just had a regular old carburetor on it, straight 6-cylinder engine in it.
Yeah.
And I didn't take that truck when I went to Arizona to work. I did not take that truck with me because that's a sea level difference big time from 0 feet sea level or 3 foot above sea level to like 4,500 foot sea level. I knew I was going to have trouble with that truck,
Oh yeah.
so I didn't take it. I just sold it. Got to pay for my plane ticket out there. You know, not all of it.
Well, that makes perfect sense. And some of them old carburetors did a pretty good job of compensating. I mean, Holly had power valves in there.
Yep, JW, a whole different tune for Denver,
Oh yeah.
Colorado. I believe it.
Yeah. Well, you end up getting to Denver, you end up having to put a little fuel back in just to keep the thing cool. At least on
Oh
the
yeah, JW.
because you're running them so damn lean.
I saw that comment earlier. I didn't finish reading it. MG Chemicals. This ain't MG Chemicals. It's Chemtronics. That's some sort of weird. MG Chemicals makes that stuff. We got
Okay.
a few MG Chemical products and a new sort of sucker.
And to my understanding,
Quality soldering equipment makes a huge difference.
Dew point is where the humidity in the air and relative temperature hit a certain point where the moisture drops out of the air, thus creating dew.
Yeah, like I said, there's a couple factors that has to do with the dew point. And when your dew point gets something matches with temp or humidity or something like that, that's when you got fall.
Should be.
I wonder what I've got some.
You gonna take them or not?
I've got some deoxit. I forget who makes that. I don't have the keg brand deoxit. I've got another one. I don't know if that's Chemtronics or what. I'll have to look at it in a minute. What kind of soda sucker did you get, JW? If you got the one that's mechanical, the one that actually the sucker, the tip heats up on it, and when you pull the trigger, it's got suction on it that sucks the soda away from the joint. Yeah, you got a good one. Heiko makes one. I think they want like $280 for that one, or $300.
Is that a solder sucker?
Yeah, they make one that actually sucks the solder out. What it does, it goes in a chamber. It's got air coming behind it, and it's filtered, and the solder hits that filter, and it can't get in that hose. Heiko makes a real good one, and Pace makes a good one. Xtronic makes a good one. I've got an SS engineer. Let's say SS or OO or something. Where is it? I don't know if I got that thing right here. Or where is that? Yeah, it's right here. This is made in Japan. It's a this is the SS or double O or whatever. This has got a vampire name on it, but that don't mean shit. Yeah, it's the SS 001 SS. This is made in Japan. It's got a silicone tip on it, so it doesn't burn. And you just
That's not.
push that lever down like that, and you get that solder melted, and you press this button right here, and it's sucking that solder up with a quickness. I got several of these. I got one just like this one. This is the only one exactly like this one. But I've got a couple of others that are made. You got this one? Made in Japan. Yeah, this is the best one right here. Oh, when you said engineer, let me see. Engineer style. Yeah, engineer makes it. Well, this is made in Japan. Engineer is the one that came out, but this is the same one, but it's got vampire printed on it instead of engineer.
Engineer, vampire.
Yeah. This is vampire. Engineer is the one that came out with this first. But that's a quality of it. Now I got that one for $8 off of hey Mrs. Frosty.
Hello.
Hi, Dave.
I got that one for $8 off of Amazon.
What's up, Mrs. Frosty?
Hello.
Why are you guys up so late?
It's not late. Where you're at?
Not late. 12:40.
I'm old. It's late.
Yeah, this one didn't have any. It had one silicone tube about that long, where I could probably get 10 of these little bitty tips, silicone tips. They're not but a 1/4 inch long. You just put it over this and put this over that melted solder, and that melted solder don't mess with this, and it sucks it right up. Yeah, they're exactly the same. Viralor. Supposed to be an upgraded version. Anything for marketing, I guess. Viralor. Let me look that up.
Well, I tell you what, I really like my engineer pliers. I have a set of their needle nose and a set of their screw extractors. And one of them says engineer on it, the other one says vampire, but they're identical.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they come out the same factory. I think vampire is just what they call them when they market them here. If they market them in Japan or Europe, they call it engineer.
Yeah, right.
And they make some fine pliers.
Yeah, Vampire makes, they got a good line of tools that they make.
I mean, I'm not gonna say they're better than everything else in the world, but they are damn nice. They go in the bag with my Nipex.
Well, I've been on for over 2 hours, so I'm gonna let I'll go. So you want to say
Same one. Same exact one. I'm looking at it.
You about to shut it down, Dave?
Yeah, I gotta go to bed.
Okay. All right, bud. Well, y'all have a good one. Yeah, we'll
So
check
say
y'all
hi
out later.
Thanks for everybody for joining in and watching.
Yeah,
Thank you
appreciate
all.
sending me the link.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me up.
Thanks,
Dave,
everybody.
Frosty.
Be good to each other.
everybody in the chat. Good seeing y'all again. And as always, look, love, peace, and crackling grease. Catch y'all later. Now, blue top.
Same. Y'all have a good rest of your week. Thanks for jumping on, JWC. You're always very informative. We appreciate you being on. Nothing to say, Pete?
Hey, I'm still here. Am I saying goodbye?
Yeah, I'm going.
All right, everybody. Buy Snap-on, vote Trump.
On that note, we're out.
Good night, guys.